I minted 10 Wolf Game NFTs for 0.069 ETH each. It's a project where you're able to get 10,000 wool tokens per day that you hold and stake any of the NFTs. All you have to do after you buy the NFT is go to their website and stake it, and every other day you're able to reap the wool that has been gathered, and you'd be able to sell them or swap them to ETH. My initial investment for the 10 NFTs was 0.7 ETH, roughly 0.7, 0.8 ETH with gas fees. But within 48 hours of making that investment, I was able to take out 5 ETH without selling the NFTs. This is the power of passive income with NFTs, and since that day, I have been hooked. In fact, almost every project I get into till this date, I have it in the back of my head to kind of look at if it has a potential to make some kind of passive income, just like Wolf Game did. But things have changed a lot since the last couple of months, and in 2022, it doesn't work in the same way as it did last year. In fact, when I search nowadays on YouTube or Twitter, wherever it may be, on this topic, I get the same kind of old information. You should check out CyberKongs or banana tokens. Those are the OG projects for passive income. I wanted to put together a video, really, first of all, just explaining NFT staking for dummies, how the whole thing even works. Then get into explaining a little bit about the deeper concepts and the ecosystem behind a successful NFT staking project that's going to be necessary for you to make passive income for the long term. Lastly, I wanted to cover a basic tutorial on a framework you can use to find these projects, and also give you some of the projects that I'm personally really bullish on when it comes to getting passive income from NFTs. So make sure to stick to the end. And with that being said, guys, sit back, relax. This is going to be a mouthful. However, it'll be very worth it. If you like these kind of videos, just like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So first things first, what is NFT staking, and more importantly, where does the money actually come from? That is the golden question that I feel like most people don't understand. First of all, staking is anything where you can hold the NFT. So in Wolf Game, there's a lot of NFTs such as the sheeps, the wolves, etc. But the point is, whether you hold a sheep or wolf, you'll be getting a certain amount of money every single day in wool token. In the beginning, when Wolf Game launched, you were able to accumulate 10,000 wool tokens per day. And what that means is if you're going to get the price of wolf wool, you can see that currently the price is 23 cents, which would be at today's price about $2,300 every single day. This is how I was able to make $15,000 in 48 hours, even though that doesn't equate because the price of wool was different then. And since then, they had to actually change some of the mechanisms in the game, so you no longer can make that kind of money, which I'll get into in a second. But it is a good example to show you how the staking actually works. To answer the second part of this question though, which is where does this money actually come from, and how does the project design this, I have to really take some time and look directly into the camera because it's going to take a little bit of explanation. Okay, ready? Okay, here I go. The goal of the project is to build an economy, a digital economy where there's enough supply and demand. Meaning for the token, for enough people are getting the token so they will be using it for something. There's some kind of economy to be using it at. But then also there's people who's going to be able to sell the token and actually reap the money. This is why if you look at Axie Infinity, it used to do really well, but then when their SLP token went down because people just kept on earning and selling their SLP for USD, and they did not reinvest it back into the economy, buying more Axies and stuff like that, the price crashed, and right now the game is kind of unplayable. You make less than like a couple dollars a day. The key word here is economy. And if you think that this is something easy to build, I'll let you know it's not, because there's much more developed things in the world right now struggling. One of them being the United States. As you've probably heard of in the crypto space especially, that there's so much inflation. What does that mean? Meaning the price, the currency that the people are accumulating by going to work 8-10 hours a day, the value of it is going down. Now, a reason why a country can get away with it for so much longer is because the needs that we have is very real. Meaning, if we go to a job and work, and we can't just keep all the money in our bank. We have to actually spend some because we got to eat to survive. We need a roof above our head. These are very strong needs. But when it comes to digital, the needs becomes a lot more like abstract, right? What are the reasons that somebody who's earning real money that they could just swap to Ethereum or USD would not do so and keep reinvesting back into this economy that you have, whether it be Wolf Game, whether it be Axie Infinity, or any other projects out there. I'm going to mention a few by the end of this video, so stay tuned. But the point is, there has to be something else involved in the economy of the game where people are willing to reinvest, whether for more NFTs or at the least stake their tokens that they're earning because they believe in the future it's going to be more necessary than it's currently. So would you sell it right now for 23 cents? No, because Wolf Game, I actually personally believe it's going to be worth $1 sometime in 2022. So I'm not selling any of it. The last note I'm going to make on this topic, and I know I'm going overboard with this one part, but the reason being is if you understand this, it's going to be so much easier for you to see through the noise and pick out which projects are going to have a actual chance to be a big deal, to have a big economy where the token price rises for the long term. So that last point is, imagine what could be the most lucrative thing right now in your world, but digital. How about this very platform you're watching this video on? Seriously, if YouTube came out and said, hey, we're releasing 100K NFTs and anybody who holds it will be able to get unlimited access to be able to watch. Otherwise, everybody's gonna have a minimal time, maybe like an hour or so a day that you can watch YouTube for free. Those NFTs would be worth a lot. Because nowadays, digital is becoming that upper level. Meaning after the food I eat and the roof over my head, pretty soon after that in that list comes my access to the technologies that are around me. I use YouTube to make videos. I watch YouTube hours and hours every single day. If that was taken away from me, that's a huge life experience that I'm already used to, which I'm gonna be losing. So I am willing to pay a lot and I would be holding that NFT. And if I was to able to get per se, some kind of share of all the income that is created within YouTube as tokens, as long as I hold my NFT, that would be one of the most bullish projects that the world would ever create. I hope that was at least helpful to you in some way to understand the concept behind what really has to happen for you to have a bullish project that's going to be giving you staking income and proper rewards for the long term. If you liked my explanation, please go down below, give me a like, it means a lot. Let's carry on. Now about the part that you've probably all been waiting for, and that is a project that I'm personally really bullish on, and I think is a very good project for NFT staking and getting passive income. And that is none other than Decentral Games. And this is a project that is directly on OpenSea. Now, the first thing I just want to take a quick second and mention as well is why do I like OpenSea? Is because it means that most project is gonna be in the Ethereum blockchain. Even though part of their project is on the Polygon chain, the reason why OpenSea cuts out a lot of the noise is because just like Solana and stuff is a lot cheaper, the problem becomes is there's so many projects, since it's pennies to develop, they can just use softwares to create all these projects with different traits, different animals and all this kind of stuff. In case something takes off, clicks with the community and starts to do well, then they can focus their time and energy into trying to build that out and get it to make some kind of money. This makes a whole different ecosystem where it becomes way harder for you to spot projects because there's so much weeding you have to do. At least on Ethereum, things are expensive, and that is sometimes, I must admit, a feature. So especially for beginners, when it comes to NFT staking and rewards you can get, I would start on NFTs that are on OpenSea. If you don't know Decentral Games, it's an online community where you're able to buy the ice poker clothing, which I just showed you on OpenSea, and you can use that clothing to wear and play poker and other gambling type games with other people online in Decentraland. If you've been following what I've been saying with the whole economy aspect of the thing, this should start to ring a bell. Because if you think about it, what basically they did is take already something that's working in the world already, meaning there's already thousands of people around the world playing poker online for free. They're not getting paid to do so, and they took that aspect, combined it with a blockchain and economy around it with proper support, proper systems, proper execution, and out came a whole system where people are able to buy NFTs. They're able to use the NFTs to play and earn money. If they don't want to use the NFTs themselves and play poker, they can rent it out to other people. So this is one of those games that has also been giving a full-time job to a lot of people in third world countries and stuff like that, which they can use to play poker and make a full-time living. Going back to OpenSea to show you some numbers on how much can you really earn with this investment. They do a launch every month at a roughly 0.25 ETH for the mint. Now, if you were to buy off secondary, it's 2 ETH. So people who've been getting in from the mint have been getting roughly a 10x appreciation on their initial investment. But if you're like me, you're not gonna be spending your time playing the game, but you wanna rent it out to get passive income, you can do so. And currently, if you look at my dashboard, I've been making roughly 93 ICE tokens, 77 ICE tokens, 62 ICE tokens per day, right? Lowest have been 15 ICE tokens. My guy probably did a really bad job that day, and has been the best is 108 tokens per day. If I take out the calculator, you can see that if I take 108 tokens that I earn per day on the best days and times it by 0.16, it's roughly $17 for that day. So you can see in this example that currently, even with these poor numbers, I'm earning anywhere from $300 to $400 per month for an investment that you can mint for about roughly $750. In 2 months, you break even, and rest of the year, you're making profit. Not too shabby when you compare with traditional passive income things such as real estate. Guys, this is why play to earn is a big deal. It's because people are already spending 3, 4, 5, 6 hours per day of their life playing video games around the world. If they were able to be transitioned into some kind of system where they can even earn while they play their games, it would be epic. And the market cap for that, the total addressable market, is in the trillions of dollars. And if this is the first time you have heard of decentral games and these kind of economy system type passive income and NFTs, then I suggest you watch this video. I'm going to put it right here because it's going to be going a deep dive in DG and why I'm so bullish in the ecosystem. At the very least, you'll know more deeper analysis on what to look for the next project that's going to become something of this caliber. With that being said, thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you soon.